I have one question then for you three that are about to hit the big 3-0. All right, I'm sure you guys having anxiety. Me and Brad don't count because we were past that shit. Yeah. Suckers.
It's another year.
All right.
Whatever.
Since you guys are about to hit 30, and
Or have hit 30.
yeah, since you guys are about to hit 30 or already did hit 30, what is something that you would like tell yourself 10 years ago when you're about to hit 20, or somebody else is about to hit 20 or in their younger 20s? What is a piece of advice you would give to them?
Invest in Ethereum.
Take your credit seriously.
Okay.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Just don't think. Just go for the things that the things that you go for now. Take that same energy toward everything. Because when you said you were 20, I just lived every day like it was, and I did the same, except the things that I actually cared about. And I did not take that same energy there, and so I was like, you know what? You gotta just take that same energy. Be consistent with everything in your life. Just go for it. Just go for it. Who cares? Just go for it. But just to hindsight it, I would not tell my 20-year-old self that, actually, because that 20-year-old self is not gonna listen.
Oh, true.
I would tell my mom and dad that when I'm 5 something. I'm like, yo, tell him to go for it when he's a kid.
Okay.
That's it.
What about you, Brad? If you were to give a young person that's 20 years old, around 20 years old, advice, what would it be?
Just in general?
It could be anything. Just something that you would say, hey, Brad, what's your advice?
Damn.
It could be to yourself, too, when you were 20.
I mean, I wouldn't have done the master's program. That's the only thing I would have told myself, don't do it. It's not worth it.
I think mine would be there are no guidelines that you have to follow. Like we grow up in a society where they make you feel like, right after high school, you got to go to college, and then you have to get a job, and then you should get married, and then you should have kids, and then you should have just typical American dream, right?
Yeah.
And I think as being first gen here, I was raised to believe that. So I think the advice would be like, no. And kind of what you're going through with your life right now, none of that matters. You'll get to where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to. Mm-hmm. But like just do life as you feel and the happiness that you find.
Be present.
I think
100%.
yeah.
Be present.
Yeah.
Yeah. You own your own pace.
Yeah.
I think if I want to be like, if I had my mid-20s Reza right here, I would tell him to try everything that you've ever had interest in. Try it, right? Because I think I'm doing that now in the past year and a half, and even though I don't think I found what I really love yet, I at least know what I don't like, and that's also a big step. And number 2, date women that like you. No, you guys laugh, but it's true. Like,
okay,
we tend to only, we're so fixated on dating girls that we like.
Yes.
Right? But you forget, hey, date women that like you.
Yes.
And that's such a different mindset to be in, because as men, we are programmed to be like, hey, look what I can do for you. Like me. But it's the opposite. I have a lot to bring to the table too. Right? And so yeah, that's that when it comes to dating. Date girls that like you. And that's very profound. and number 3, and the last thing I would tell this person is, man, it's really easy to say don't care about what people think, but the only way to get around that is to do the thing, is to have something that you care about that's bigger than what other people would think about you, right? So if you are pursuing something, like mental health for men is huge for me. And I've never been brave to talk about it because I didn't want people to think that I'm some like know-it-all, or that this is like a very feminine thing to talk about, right? And now that I know that, this is a big issue. I talk to a lot of guys, a lot of men in my circle in their 30s now, late 20s, that wish that they took care of their mental health sooner. That wish that they had someone to like guide them. I didn't have that, right? And I think a lot of the reasons why we care so much about what people think is because we just don't have anything that we're doing that is bigger than that. It's bigger than ourselves, right? So I think I would tell that 20-year-old those three things. But in hindsight, I'm glad that my 20s became how it was, because I don't think I would be as wise as I am today. I mean, I don't think any of you guys would regret anything that happened. Like Brad, I know you mentioned about
That's probably the only thing I regret.
which is getting your master's.
Even like, yeah, even like relationships, I would keep
Yeah.
all of them, even the ones that hurt, because I feel like it builds character.
Yeah, just the masters, huh? But but okay, let me challenge you on that, right? The Brad at that time felt like that was necessary for him to catapult into whatever it is that you thought you wanted to do at that time.
Right.
And then you figured out, damn, this didn't pan out. What was the other option at that Brad? Like at Brad at that age, what was the alternative? Rather than, I mean, in hindsight now you can say,
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
I
do
don't
it.
think I did.
yeah,
That was the next step.
That
I
was the
thought
next
I
step,
needed.
right? Yeah,
I
but-
needed to do.
yeah. Like Angela said, there's no template, right? Like there's nothing that you did in your 20s that I'm sure. I know you say you regret getting the masters, but I would like to say that, hey, I think you were supposed to get that.
And low key, that's why I said that, like, no matter what you do in your life, because earlier in this podcast, I said that if you look at the last 10 years of your life, everything worked out for you. Even at the moment you thought it was bad, like you said, like you regret your masters. It didn't matter if you got your masters or not. Everything still worked out for you. You still breathing. You still doing good, bro. You can go to this, even though you're on prep. You can easily go to the store and like, what you craving right now? Go get it. You want a waffle? Go get a fucking waffle. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Everything worked out for you. Everything works out for everybody, and that's why I said nobody should ever worry. Don't worry about your future. It'll take care of itself, bro.
When's your competition in
2 weeks and then 3.5
in
for
Pittsburgh?
the big one.
Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that Thai food with you, bro.
The what?
I'm
The
trying to
Thai
get that
food?
Thai food with you, man.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah!
Oh.
Don't worry, we'll get it.
We go. Hey,
I'll get it multiple times. Don't matter. I can never get sick.
Hey man, you're right about that. But I mean, I'm saying one last thing, and you said about mental health. Just want to let everyone know that mental health isn't like, I feel like you're talking about men's mental health, and as guys, we think we should have it like solved instantly, but it's not true. It's like it's an ongoing thing. It's
Yeah.
like your mental health is like a physical health. It's not like one day you're like, I'm perfect. I don't have to worry about this anymore. You have to worry about it every day.
It's just I feel like there's so much stigma around like men going to therapy, men like talking openly about what it is. And maybe it's easier for me because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I've always been that way, right? I've never been one to repress my emotions. Like if you guys want to hear something from me, you'll get it from me. And I want to always promote, this positive culture by letting, especially men, because mental health isn't gender specific, right? Both genders should always take care of it. And I would like to argue that's the first thing you should take care of. Everything else will follow. But I've always believed that, when girls go to therapy, it's like, all right. But when I remember one time, bro, I was like, I'm in therapy. There was nothing wrong with me. Nothing was going on. I just go because it's important to have a third impartial party to listen to, like, how you think. And this ex-former friend was like, are you depressed? Like, why does something have to be wrong with me for me to seek out help, right? Professional help. And I want to break that stigma, because the best thing I can do for everyone around me, you guys included, is to be the best version of me. And I don't think I can do that unless up here is right. That's why I go to therapy. That's why I do the content that I do. That's why I do XYZ. And, I don't go and announce this stuff, right? I just told you guys, obviously. But, that's the goal, man. And I always preach it, whether people will get sick of hearing it or not. It's going to be something that I wholeheartedly believe in, because it's going to sound super corny and cheesy, and I'm sorry, but I do want the world to be a kinder place, right? And I think the only way we can make that happen is if we take accountability to be nice to ourselves first. We say a lot of self-deprecating thoughts to ourselves.